mystery on our hands this week. The scholars in the room are the crew of the mighty ship the Envisioneer. While in search of an ancient treasure, we were marooned on an island and lost a key part of our navigational map. Of the entire crew, we have considered 4 suspects, and today you will be hearing the evidence collected against Dr. Smart and Shipwright Neff.
On the night of which the choppy seas happened, many crewmates were injured. These are 2 examples of how we applied splints. This lady here has sprained her arm. We took the sand splint developed at Stanford University School of Medicine. We formed it on an edge like this table, and we applied it and put the bandage around. This lady here has sprained her ankle. We did a figure 8 and wrapped the bandage around. Also, on the ship, many people are having trouble breathing.
Here we have a lung simulation. The simulation is made of balloons, a straw, a plastic cup, a rubber band, and clay. You cut a hole in the bottom of the cup and stick a straw through it with a balloon on the end, attached with a rubber band. Then cut the other balloon and attach to the top of the cup. Then seal cup with clay so no
Hi, these are M-bots. They're little robots that do cool things. They drive, code, and do other amazing stuff.
We made M-bots so that we could save Sydney Young, first mate, and Neff the shipwright from a place where people cannot go. It is too dangerous for people. So we programmed these robots to go and save them. They are going to go and do a program.
For coding, we used M-block blockly, and as in the name, we coded in a block by block format. The program allows them to do things without human intervention.
Let's see mine, chicken nugget, cross the truss drawbridge.
And that concludes our engineering demonstration.
We learned that first mate Sydney Young was bit by a snake. She was bit by a neurotoxic snake, and Dr. Smart said she was having delusions and was dehydrated.
But he was lying. There are 2 different types of snake venom: neurotoxic and hemotoxic snake venom. Neurotoxic affects your nerves, while hemotoxic affects your blood and causes blood clots.
So we did an experiment where we mixed lemon juice and milk together to show what happens when venom enters your body.
The lemon juice represents the venom, and the milk represents the blood in your body. When you mix the lemon juice and the milk, it gets thick, just like when hemotoxic venom enters your bloodstream, causing blood clots. The milk is thick, just like when you have blood clots.
We learned about the different parts of the heart. The deckhand was having cardiovascular problems and claimed to be tired, a symptom caused by the heart not getting enough blood.
Dr. Smart used this as an opportunity to find out more about the heart. We dissected a cow's heart so we could get a hands-on opportunity to see how the heart works in the different parts.
During the shipwreck on the Envisioneer ship, many people were injured. We measured the injuries from where they occurred. We did 12 inches for first mate Sydney Young's lower left injury. We also did 30 inches for Dr. Nicholas Smart's hand injury. We did 66 inches for the head cuts on the captain and his first mate. We started off by dropping fake blood from each height. On the next day after they dried, we calculated each blood into millimeters. After looking at our evidence, that led us into finding the triggers. In this lesson, we learned about the differences in heights and different injuries. We also learned how to calculate blood from different heights so we can figure out where the injury occurred. We can also conclude that the hand injury was from Dr. Nicholas Smart, which also fell from 30 inches.
Today we are sharing evidence that we have collected throughout this week that have led us closer and closer to the discovery of who is guilty of the crime. After Captain Thomas found out part of the map was missing, he also found a mystery powder that was said to be an ingredient for a skin healing product. So to find out the mystery substance, we mixed different types of powder with vinegar, iodine, and H2O to see which substance will react the same as the mystery powder. In conclusion, we observed that the cornstarch is the mystery powder.
When Captain Thomas looked around at the scene where part of the map was stolen, he found an overturned cup on the kitchen floor that had fingerprints left on it. We proceeded to analyze the cup by taking cocoa powder and a dusting brush to inspect the fingerprints. We started by dipping the dusting brush into the cocoa powder.
Then we brushed it into the fingerprints found on the cup. We got pieces of tape and placed them onto the fingerprints found on the cup, and waited 1 minute and pulled off the tape and got a replica of the fingerprints left on the cup.
Later, we examined the fingerprints under a magnifying glass and discovered a pattern called a loop.
So we reviewed the fingerprints and discovered that it was a match to Dr. Nicholas Smart's fingerprints and concluded he was at the scene of the overturned cup, mystery powder, and blood splatter. Based on all of the evidence our STEM group has submitted, we believe that Dr. Smart and Shipwright Neff are guilty of stealing the ancient map.